Man, I don't feel like recording with my PS5. The controller microphone sucks, but so I'll just be using my phone. But it's crazy to me because sometimes I hear some crazy conservative talking about how kids are how this generation isn't producing enough kids. We're gonna end up like Japan one day, where we have a population shortage. And I'm like, well, maybe more people would feel like having kids if you guys worked on making the economy better, because right now, like, everything's overpriced. Now for me, now for me personally, and I'm not trying to brag, I'm just saying this as a fact, but I am a U.S. Army veteran with honorable discharge, and I get you know disability compensation. The government pretty much compensates me for my service and medical issues. So I am actually very well off. I'm not rich, but I'm definitely not starving, and I'm not living paycheck to paycheck. I have so much money on me that I don't even need to go out there and work a real job. Not to mention that I could also apply for disability as well, and literally get paid to go to college. That's how well off I am, and I only did like 6 years of military service. However, my situation, like me, I am like a very rare exception. You see, the the military in the USA, it only makes up like 1% of the population. There's almost more homeless people than there are people in certain branches of the military. In fact, I think there are more. I think there are more homeless people than there are Marines. So that's actually pretty telling, right? That the homeless population is almost as big as the military population. Almost, but yeah, man. My situation is very unique and rare because most people in America are living paycheck to paycheck. They're barely getting by. And it's actually kind of sad too. Like a YouTuber like Turkey Tom, that kid is not even in his 30s and he's already a millionaire. And he's never worked a real job. He doesn't have to work a real job. All he has to do is talk shit about certain YouTubers or tell a story of an old drama that didn't even involve him, and he'll make plenty of money off the views. Meanwhile, you, the random stranger who's watching this, you're probably working minimum wage, or maybe you're just unemployed in general. I don't know you, but either way you still might be working a shitty job. And yeah, man, that's just the life that we live in. I bring this up because with the economy as it is, people don't really want to be having kids right now. Now, for me personally, I don't want no kid because I actually like having my free time. When you have a kid, it's like having, I don't know, 10 pet dogs. You got to pay so much attention to it. Plus, well, at least with dogs, they're awesome and cute. With a kid, you got to hear it. You got to hear his high pitched crying. You got to change his shitty diapers, all that kind of stuff. No, thank you. I like my free time as of right now. I don't need a little version of me. And oh yeah, and then there's a whole wife situation as well, where many Americans, they get into relationships that just don't work out, and especially sucks too if you end up having to pay child support, like the YouTuber Andy Pants Gaming. Like having to pay child support for a kid that you don't even interact with, man, that's just messed up. But it's also kind of your fault too because you put yourself in that situation of reproduction. But yeah, with the economy as it is, it makes sense that people don't want to have kids right now. Maybe if things were more affordable, then yeah, more people would be willing to have kids. Now, here's the thing, like if you live in like especially if you live in like California or New York, I mean, goodness gracious, out of curiosity, I looked up rent prices for California and New York, and they are ridiculously high. Like 3K for a one bedroom apartment. That is a scam. And if you're single, you're gonna have to pay like you're probably gonna have to get two jobs just to pay that off. Like, no, that's awful. And California already has like water shortages, shitty, crazy liberals, forest fires, earthquakes. I mean, geez, if you live in California, I mean, I kind of pity you. I hope you're okay. Uh, but yeah, that's what I just want to say to the conservatives who think that people aren't reproducing enough. Maybe if the economy was better, maybe if living was more affordable, then yeah, more people would be willing to fucking have kids. But to be honest, I think people are still reproducing enough as it is. Go to a poor ghetto neighborhood or a poor ghetto white black neighborhood. I just repeated myself. Just go down to the ghetto. You'll see plenty of people who have kids who are poor and they have like three, four, five kids, and at least with poor kids, they're not growing up with an iPad attached to their face, so they'll have better smarts than well off rich kids. But that's all I just wanted to point out. Like there are people reproducing. It's just the people that the conservatives don't want to affiliate with. The poor people, the ghetto black people, the white crackhead people who have a bunch of kids, live off welfare and child support. Those people are still reproducing. It's just those are the people that the government doesn't really want to
Oh
acknowledge.
shit.
So, yeah, I just wanted to say that.
No. Water on the top, but we gotta find a way to go around.
Like it's easier to tell people to reproduce and make kids when you're already well off as it is.